he was saying his paper was about how fasting is like healing.
Correct.
When you fast, some of the some of those bad cells are absorbed by the body.
Yeah, they're dropped out. They die out.
Yes, they die.
One of the poisonous things for things like cancer is sugar.
Sheesh, sugar is just poison.
Yeah, sugar is just poison, you see. So ukikata out hizo vitu, you start really to feel clear-minded, even your sight.
Yeah.
One of the other things about weight loss in katanga appetite. Like me, your stato bringing ningekula 6 times a day. Easy.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they eat, brother.
Tell me about your background. How do you grow up and how do you end up in the US studying there? Yeah.
Thanks.
Tell me a bit about the background.
But thanks for having me. I like
Karibu sana, man.
shows. Leo Siko, my audience are you seeing me in a suit and tie?
Yeah.
That's based on our consulting work, etc.
Yeah.
Nimezaliwa a few minutes from here. Tuko Westlands, hapa Parklands. Nimezaliwa hapa Parklands. What you could call sitaki kusema mababi.
Yeah.
But yeah, mimi nimezaliwa Nairobi.
Yeah.
Nika school, nikaanza. It's amazing. I started my nursery school teacher, Mrs. Nailed. White.
Yeah. Nailed.
Yeah, Nailed.
White lady,
very nice lady. So she gave me a very good foundation. And I'm saying that, Mike, because sometimes I go places, sometimes I don't represent court. I'm not an advocate, but I can go to court. I've done PIL, public interest litigation. And I'm always able to articulate my issues or explain my stuff out well.
Yeah.
And they say, hey, Benji, you're so eloquent. Benji, you're so articulate. And for me, I don't think so. For me, najua tu na bonga.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, so sometimes unajua now as you grow, na sit back, you're like, you realize.
Yeah. So it's the foundation, or you had interests. Here, you were like a reader. You are.
I was not a choppy in school, but I like reading. So I had a very good foundation. From then, it kind of more forces for a bit. It's a long story. Dad was a civilian contractor, Air Force. So tukapata slot. The headmaster, Mr. Morioki, who became my very good friend subsequently, was
what's a civilian? You've said a civilian what?
Contractor.
What is that?
In the Air Force. So Dad was trained many years ago in, now there are no computers.
Yes.
So kulikuwa hizo mareda na Morse code. Hizo za control ndege. Fact was a trainer.
Morse code.
Hizo Morse code. So Dad was a really nice guy, my late dad. Just mtu tu mpoa. Actually, Mike, if you ever see any goodness in me as a person, any decency, any kindness, that's from my father, David. He's just a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And I'm very close to his younger brother now, who's alive. He's 87.
Ooh.
So ananiambianga too, he calls him my brother. So he tells me how my dad, before I was born, akifanya hizo my exams za kuqualify, alikuanga kuja na soma kwake.
Yeah.
And then anawapea files, wanamquiz before the exam. Unajua kuna computers. So na memorize hizo codes zote, codes za Germany,
sharp guy,
za Frankfurt, za fly to Spain, air routes, all those computerized things were done by human beings.
Yeah.
So of course he was a very sharp guy. Ni vile tu angekuwa doctor. But their father was poor, so hakusoma hiyo sana.
Okay.
But sasa ka pick up mali anaeza na akakuwa expert. So he was one of the guys setting up the radars and assessing the radars for the Kenya Air Force.
Yeah.
So tukapata chance ya kwenda shule, tukaenda. From there I came here to Saints. It's like we can actually see St. Mary's from here, which is one of the biggest schools.
St. Mary's where Kina Jimmy Wanjigi went.
Exactly. So all these buddies of mine are also my ex-schoolmates.
You know all these guys? Tell them, Maze.
I know all these guys, and Givenchy, Tony Kibaki was a year ahead of me.
Kibaki's son.
So I knew Kibaki as a parent. Sasa shamba hii shule inaanza hapa Westlands, inaishia Lavington. James Gishuru that side, 100 and something acres. Very nice school. So that's what I'm talking about, foundation and background. Like these schools really gave me curiosity, compassion, humanity.
Who else are in these schools? Because I have a feeling everyone studied in
kindness.
In St. Mary's.
Gideon Moy
was there
Jeff
as well.
Koinange. All these guys.
Were you there when those guys are there? Am I you are like early, am I late?
No, that's a good question. Subsequently in Kanda Stato. Now, one thing I noticed in Stato.
Yes.
Anybody from St. Mary's, into a class of 95, into a class of 75, into a class of 2005, wakipatana to California, they're brothers. It used to be a very weird thing because I was young in the States. Of course, we always went to Kenyan house parties, etc.
Yeah.
Every house party was Saints water. They're in one corner.
I'm curious about this political cadre of people who went to St. Mary's.
They're privileged kids.
Oh, they were like, so even in the privileged environment, they still appeared quite privileged.
Exactly.
Like you could tell Bako.
But since was so nice and so liberal, you know, vitu zingine sometimes when I think about my life, inakuanga ni kama ni movie.
Yeah.
Do you know nikiwa high school, tulikuwa na students parking.
You're kidding, in St. Mary's?
Yeah. So kama mimi nilianza kuendesha gari, sorry to say, before hata nilikuwa na DL. It was a big fight between me and my dad. Because one day I was driving at 14. My dad alikuwa very shocked. Unajua him is old school.
Yeah.
You should not touch my car. Nani amekufunza? So akaanza kusema, we're being taught driving in sense, but it's my cousin Daniel who had taught me how to drive. Na nikapika raka. And I was a small boy, eh?
Yeah. So
even how they knew ni neighbor alinishtaki. Akasema, hey, niliona gari yako ikitembea, hata nikafikiri nienda peke yake, kuangalia ndani nikaona Benji, mtoto mdogo anaendesha gari. What is this? So I got in a lot of trouble.
You guys had a students parking?
We had students parking.
In high school?
In high school.
How's that possible? How like
near the music
how old did you need to be to have a DL? I mean, you guys are just floundering.
Some didn't even have DLs. Others did. So mimi nakwambia by 14, 15, sasa wazazi wakiwaocha, sio gari nyingine iko hapo.
Yeah.
Nishachukua funguo, mimi just dress up, naoga asubuhi, naenda shule na park gari naingia class.
Okay, so besides the fact that the schools are very affluent, you're rubbing shoulders with really affluent kids. The schooling was also good. The students were good. The teachers were good.
It was very good. The other day I had a sit down with my former dean, my dean of Form 4.
You guys are deans in high school?
Yeah, we are deans, exactly. Who are now our friends. Mr. Maloney, Baba Habida the artist. That was my dean as well.
His dad was a
Her dad was a
dean in
dean
St. Mary's.
At my school, yes. Mr. Ndiangui, Peter, is a great guy. So Peter is telling us a story the other day. We had a get together last year too. Zamani. He's a professor now in Florida. I really like this conversation. It's so all over the place. Napenda vitu kaa hizo. So anatuambia how he came from a school in Thika na yeye ni wa Nyeri. Na kutoka hiyo shule, of course he came here, and when he interviewed for the job, he felt not at home. He felt out of place. So akaongea na, I remember the bazaar well, for the cafe. So akamwambia, I really don't feel like wakampea offer. And he's like, I don't feel like I can fit in here. But he was just telling us the other day, the offer was 6 times, the salary was 6 times what he had been offered by Kenyatta University. 6 times.
Yeah.
So he was tempted to take it. And then again, he came and complained that the kids he's teaching, they're driving, they don't understand his Nyeri accent. Gentlemen.
Yeah.
I said, who switched off the rice?
Yeah.
Who is making noise here?
Yeah.
So for the Kafri, because they really wanted diversity, a lot of our teachers were Asians and Wazungus. So also the management wanted diversity. They also want African teachers. Hata ukiangalia hizo pictures are those days, unaona teachers, there are maybe 2 blacks. In fact, it was him and Mr. Kimani, the games teacher, who kind of looks like you.
Yeah.
So how they kept him, akaongea na father. So for the Kafri akamuuliza, what can I do to make you feel more at home? Akamwambia, I'm even walking in the morning. Anachukua matatu, anakuja, anashuka sijui wapi, anatembea. Sometimes kids offer him a lift. So they bought him a car. He even gave us a number plate, KR something.
So he felt out of place because he's coming from like a certain background.
From Mashinani.
Feels this is very affluent.
Yeah,
too
exactly. You feel you don't fit in. So they bought him a car.
I wonder if that was a feeling with many other students who are like...
Most of them were just from affluent backgrounds.
Yeah.
Him, he was there as a teacher. And today he's gone so far. He's a professor. He's in Florida.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's my good friend.
Yeah. Is St. Mary's still the same?
Yeah, St. Mary's, I've been part of the alumni until actually COVID. Were very busy and very involved as alumni. So COVID kind of slowed things down.
Yeah.
Of course, St. Mary's, like many things in Kenya, has gone down a few notches, but it's still special. Why lie? St. Mary's is still special. So you can always tell a kid from St. Mary's.
Yeah.
You can always absolutely tell a kid from St. Mary's. And I'll give you a small example. I did a government gig some years back under President Kibaki. Na nikaitisha documents zangu ndio nikuwe kwa payroll.
Yes.
So I hadn't been saying it in a long time. I was away for like 13 years. In between nikakuja nikaenda pia UK, Northampton, nikasoma nikarudi. So the day I went to Saints, I was driving myself. So there's like a place there between what we call Gamesies and the administration block. And there's like a beautiful gate there. But it's actually a one-way. So I think I was coming like the wrong way. This young kid asked me, just, niko unsure. Umtoya can you approach? Because kids from these schools are very confident.
Yeah.
Now even the questions he'll ask you.
Outspoken,
confident, woga.
yeah,
They can be more outspoken even than a grown-up mwenye amesomea, let's say Kapsabet.
yeah.
So the kid asked me, do you want to go in? Nikamwambia, yeah. So he opened the gate for me. Unajua si kazi yake. And it's in uniform.
Yeah.
And I remember just that day thinking, since has never changed.
Yeah.
Juu mtu alinimpress sana. And then akafunga tu na akakimbia. Unajua ni mtoto, he was maybe a standard 6. Yeah, very friendly, very confident, very outgoing. And when we had the 80th Jubilee celebration, which again, I did the protocol coordination for President Uhuru Kenyatta. He was present. In fact, that morning I remember he woke up in Addis Ababa and he was coming for this function. And I was part of the guys organizing the function. As we waited for the president, we're giving speeches. You took a hangout. Jeff was MC, Koinange.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to the old boys, Uhuru's classmates, a lot of them white guys.
What are these guys doing now?
They run ranches in Nanyuki, some are in security, others are back and forth between here and the US and Ireland, their home countries, etc. But I remember listening to them and thinking, wow, I thought this was unique to us. On birthdays, we dip in the pond. St. Mary's has a pond in the quadrangle hapo katikati with fishes and stuff. Unachukuliwa tupo huko ndani. Since it's a chaotic, it's a really fun place.
Fun.
We used to have a day called Fun Day, which my mom really opposed. She's like, hey, lazima nikutoe usually. We had a day called Fun Day.
Just straight fun.
Yeah, hiyo siku hakuna kusoma. It's just dress up in home clothes like this. You just come and have fun.
Yeah. Now let me ask you.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Good memories, I can tell.
Kabisa, yeah.
So let me ask you, you finished Saints.
I finished Saints.
Then what happens?
I wanted to just figure out what to do because I was not sure. I really thank my teacher, Chris Moraya's mom, Mrs. Phyllis Moraya. I think she's
Chris Moraya.
Yeah, Chris Moraya is a pilot. He's a good friend of mine. And this teacher, all her kids are twins. Like I have 6 kids, twins.
Ah, okay.
She was my history teacher. And I was a very playful student. And Mrs. Moraya identified me early. From Form 1, Form 2, she was always telling me, Benji, you are so good in history. You can be so good. So she'd always put me back online. When you're young, you're playful. Me, I just want to be popular upper class, kupiga makelele, kutoa funny sounds. And eventually, she was right. I could have really been going the path of law and governance.
Yeah.
So first, nikafikiria kufanya. So I did some computer programming, kama kawaida. Then I thought of doing engineering.
Okay.
Mother had a friend who was the boss at Kenya Railways. Akamwambia, because fast forward, let me rewind kidogo.
Okay.
When I started school, my sister and my sister's a chopi. Again, because of that background, I skipped a class. So I was always the youngest in my class.
Because you skipped a class?
I skipped a class.
Because you're doing well?
Yes. So I spoke early. Like by 2, I was speaking fluently. So when we came now, my dad akasema niko na huyu mtoto, he's just restless in the house. He has outgrown nursery coloring. What do I do with this boy? So the headmaster said, what to do with this boy? This boy should be in pre-primary. Let me give him an entrance exam. Nione. So akanipa entrance exam. Sio ni spelling, sentence, math.
Simple, maybe,
Nikaichapa 100%. Na bado nilikuwa young. Like hata sija qualify. So the headmaster called my dad. Those days are no mobiles. Akampigia kwa ofisi nini akamwambia kuja. This boy, he needs a challenge. Na ni mdogo. Let's put him in standard 1. Hata akianguka, he can repeat, it's fine.
Okay.
Nikaingia standard 1, nikasonga.
Okay. So you didn't have to repeat?
No. And the same thing happened with my sister.
Yes.
The rest walisoma on schedule. So by the time namaliza, shule form 4 nimemaliza, nimeclear nini, hata siko karibu kupata kitambulisho. You see, I'm so green.
You're young.
Yeah. Remember, even I can drive.
Okay.
Like I was very high aptitude.
Okay. So maybe you sit at home for a few years.
No, I didn't sit at all.
Okay.
I didn't sit even for a month. Yeah, I'm a very restless person, yes. Hata leo si umenita interview nimefika mbele yako.
Early,
That's my character.
Yeah.
So we thought I go and try engineering. again, I thank God. Mimi nakuanga na courage and clarity of thought.
Yeah.
Nikachapa engineering, I could see it's not my thing.
Haiwezi.
I could see haiwezi.
Yeah.
Nikaenda tu confront Mathe. My dad was there. So, unajua naogopa mzee. So na use Mathe kama messenger.
The buffer.
Nikamwambia sitaki kufanya hii na hii.
Yeah.
And of course, vitu zimelipwa, etc. I was like, math, I don't feel.
Where are you doing engineering right now?
Kenya Railways Training Institute.
Okay.
But I was not sure what I wanted to do.
You just knew this is not it.
Some friends of mine wanted to go to the States. Hey, my mom was like, no, you know, the US, drugs, Nini, you're still so young.
Yeah.
So I was also not sure about the US. This is how confused I was.
Yeah.
But those days, bana, Mungu ni nani? My friend akaenda States tuseme kama May, akantumia forms. By November, you need 4 months, 5 months. I had my visa. And then I'm also very outgoing. So I remember going for my visa interview. And
Back then it's still Gigiri.
No, it was not Gigiri, it was in town.
Really? The USM? Oh, before it was bombed.
Just before it was bombed.
Okay.
Just before it was bombed.
Yeah.
So, you know, Americans have very unique character. And I've always gotten on along very well with Americans, even when I lived there.
Yeah.
I met a mother there. She said, hi, good morning. Good morning. Akangalia tu documents zangu. How are you? Fine. What do you want to do?
So what's the visa? Study visa?
Yeah, just study visa. So nika answer tu vizuri. Even she didn't think twice. Akaniambia, okay, come for your visa in the afternoon. Mi hata sikujua kupata visa ni ngumu. And Mike, this is a very important point because in my advocacy work today, Mike, and I know we'll talk about this, I really feel for the youth. If you follow me online, a lot of people say, you know, Benji really supports Gen Z.
Yeah.
Benji really speaks for Gen Z. Hata hii maandamano unajua nilikuwa kwa hiyo maandamano ya Gen Z.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays you find somebody has graduated university or they left high school with an A-.
Yeah.
Manze hakuna job. Huwezi pata visa.
Yeah.
As we speak right now, I'm helping a friend of mine who has paid school fees in the UK where I went to school in full.
Damn,
for medicine. Amekuwa declined visa last week. The first thing even wakati
where is she going?
She's going to study in somewhere in Wiltshire. She just actually I just got this matter yesterday in the UK. And the first thing I did, Mike, is just to affirm her, to console her, to tell her there's nothing wrong you did. You know,
it might eat at you. Yeah.
Yes.
So on what
remember,
basis?
this is not my job. So I just told her, you know, don't worry. I have a few networks. So just before we went on air, the reason it took long is I was on the phone.
Yeah.
With my High Commission people.
Yeah.
And I talked about humanity and kindness. We're obligated. Hata ukinita interview, si lazima kwanza nione who is Mike, akona numbers ngapi. That's why waheshimiwa go wrong. Utasikia kusema mimi ni MP, I can't come and sit here.
Yeah.
Humility is greatness. So I really feel for the youth because unapata even cost of loans is so high. Economy ni mbaya sasa, kupata capital ni ngumu.
True.
You know, kama wewe ni dem, hata kupata job mtu anataka lale na wewe. This is the reality of the Kenya we're living now.
Fact.
So that time you can imagine, I mean, nobody asked me for a bribe or anything. I just thought going to America is automatic.
What year is this?
90 something.
Late 90, 97, 96 hapo.
Exactly.
So on what basis are they denying her visa? Because she's paid school fees, she can prove she has.
Actually, I've been asked for the documents. You know, she has even paid school fees in full.
Yeah.
Even you wonder ametoa your pesa wapi. So it's very painful how things are now.
Yeah.
And you know, when I look back, and I'm sure even when our parents and before that, I remember my grandmother used to ask my mother, how do you manage life in Nairobi? All these cars, you're paying steamer, because them anachimba nini hata hana expenses.
Yeah, mboga iko tu hapo kwa nini.
To be honest,
garden.
My grandmother was very smart, Monica. Anakuja tu anashangaa, mnaishi Nairobi aje? Kila asubuhi you are spending money, hata kama ni bus fare, fuel, unalipa gas, unalipa stima, unalipa mfanyikazi, unalipa maji, unalipa maji. Everything is a cost. Even a date nowadays is a cost. Mike,
there's people who go on dates just to eat.
Imagine. Even a date is a cost, and it's thousands of money. So I always tell guys, Mike, and I like how this conversation is going. I write a lot. I broadcast a lot. I do interviews. I've worked as an analyst in all TV stations in Kenya.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because my father put me there?
No.
You
So,
get the calls
yeah.
because of the confidence and the strong background. And I always tell guys that if you're a bit patient, if you're focused, if you're relentless, it's a jeeper.
It's a jeeper, no lie. So you're going to study in the US now.
Yes.
You had to apply for school. Where did you apply? What are you going to do? How are you feeling at this point in your life?
I can see you're such a good journalist. So I went to the Roosevelt University.
Roosevelt, named after the president.
Correct. Teddy Roosevelt.
In Washington.
In Chicago.
Oh, it's in Chicago.
On Michigan Avenue.
Uh-huh. What are you going to study? Because you don't want engineering anymore.
So I'm a marketer naturally. So I take marketing and I really felt that this would work for me, that marketing would work for me.
It's your thing.
It's my thing. Like I didn't struggle. Actually, Honorable Gitobu Manyara had just prior to that, because I'm very restless. He had asked me to help market his magazine, the Nairobi Law Monthly. And one day I went to this client who happened to be my friend's mom. Eventually, I didn't know her then. She's called Lillian Maura, one of the big advocates in Kenya. So she told me, because Gitobu Manyara is a politician, and she's a politician as well.
Yeah.
So I remember we had a discussion in her office. Then she stood up in a nice suit. Akaenda akachukua checkbook. Akaniambia, Benji, I'm going to subscribe and pay for your product. I have issues with Mheshimiwa, but you're such a good marketer. She's a mom. She's the mama my mom's age.
Yeah.
So you see, I had a lot of affirmation also. Nimekuwa na affirmation mingi kutoka utoto.
Yeah, people built you up.
Yeah. So she told me, na kanipea check kubwa. But I took that check, they were like, Lillian Mora is not our friend. Umefanya nini?
Yeah, Gitobu is like very critical to the second liberation. Alipigania hiyo mambo ya...
Exactly, and he's a tough guy. A Meru man.
Yeah, he's
so
very...
I remember them telling me, hata milipa the whole
salute
year.
Salute Gitobu, yeah.
Na nini, so this really boosted my confidence.
Yeah.
My dad was also a great confidence booster. And I'm named after his father. So there are certain key things, because I do even trainings, by the way, Mike. Unapata mtoto akona kila kitu, mtoto anaishi Karen, amesoma vizuri, but wakona addictions, heroin, cocaine, nini, confusion. Sometimes nowadays, mtoto hata ajui if he's a boy or a girl. I've seen that.
Oh, there's that fear.
You've seen there's that fear nowadays. People say, I was born Steve, but I identify as...
Yeah, there's a lot of that happening.
Online, yeah. So now my new name now is Eve.
Yeah.
I'm Stephanie now. Yeah. You just look at this stuff and you wonder, where is the world going? But I always tell guys, Mike, which is the point I was bringing, then I forgot.
Yeah.
Sometimes, hata nikienda job, when I'm doing my I have a lot of interactions in this Nairobi. I always tell guys that where my schooling was a good foundation, Stato was the icing on the cake. So who I am today, vile unaniona hivi Mike, when you call me, how we interact, I remember how you guys called, etc.
Yeah.
Tumeongea vizuri hata jana kuconfirm leo.
Yeah.
I thought today was yesterday.
I remember.
Mbio, unaona hiyo mbio tu your impatience. St. Mary's especially, and the US. Those two experiences, they made me who I am today.
Tell me about the US then. You're going to Chicago, you're going to the Roosevelt.
So I go to Chicago, and I remember my first day in class.
Yeah. So first of all, you learn, what's the airport over there?
O'Hare International Airport, which was the busiest airport in the world. And now the busiest is Hartsfield-Jackson, which is also where I moved, coincidentally.
This is now in Chicago.
Hartsfield-Jackson is in Atlanta. Atlanta is one of the best cities in the world. I later moved to Atlanta, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
So I get to Chicago, O'Hare. My childhood friend, Kome, picks me up with his friend, Alex. Alex since has worked for President Uhuru as president. He now has gone back to Texas. He's a multi-millionaire. Guys are doing really, really well. Kome picks me, and he picks me with a bunch of Kenyan guys. And so we're in the car just now going to this place. I'm a teen still. I'm a young
You're
man.
in 19, 18.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
With no one over there, no kind of supervision.
Exactly. And they used to ask us that all the time. They're like, where are you going for Christmas? Where are you going for Thanksgiving? Because you have a bit of an accent. You're like, where's your family in Africa? They're like, you're so young. You don't even have family here. What is this?
So
it's crazy.
Is there like, what do they culture shock? Is there like, what is this?
Yeah, there's a bit of culture shock. But now I remember on the ride home, so my friend is explaining to our other Kenyan friends that I've literally fresh from Kenya, at us Jakarta states 1 hour. Them they're thinking I'm coming in from another state. This is how first time issue was. My G, they're thinking I'm coming in from Michigan. So the chapter story, they're like, so you were in Kenya on holiday? I'm like, no, at us J Kanyaga Stato before.
Yeah.
But nimekanyaga with confidence bana. Nimedunga niko fiti.
Uko confident, I'm here, man.
And then I was so young. I think we got there. It was still December. By the next day or the day after, I was in South Bend, Indiana at another party. Road trips. Paka nikanunua map kuangalia the whole of US. You know, just seeing how I have to get around and see. So I've been all over continental America till near Canada. Nimetembea states by sana. My first day in class, I remember my lecturer came in. It was a class on English. So you don't realize you don't know English until you get to those countries.
Really?
Yeah, they start at university level, subject predicate and consonants and enunciation, not pronunciation.
Enunciate.
Hey, you sit in that class, bana, you realize ni kama unaongea Kimasai.
Seriously.
And I remember the lecturer had something called a root beer. It's like a beer without alcohol.
Without
Hiyo
alcohol.
ndio amekuja nao. Unajua mimi zoea asubuhi ni chai. States is different. You can have a Coke in the morning. You can have a hamburger if you like.
Yeah.
You can drink a root beer. And it's very liberal.
You can push the door and go through. Push it.
Si unaonanga tu. You don't have the language. Si unaonanga tu vile Trump anaongea. Like, you're like, is this a president? Anasema tu, General Mattis is dumb as a rock. He's I helped him. He was down like a dog. Na anaongea you in public.
Straight shooting too.
Straight shooting. So I noticed that about the US. I loved it. I remember I went to traffic court and it was crazy.
What's traffic court?
Traffic court is where you're busted, for example, for speeding or whatever. Because Twitter is very different from here. Everything is very regulated. And then when I went to court, there they have something called inquisitorial system. Here we have adversarial. Adversarial came from the Queen in England, where hata ukienda court, you're not supposed to speak. Your lawyer is supposed to speak.
On your behalf.
On your behalf, you know. Huko court ni kama soko. Nimepata judge ameargue na msee. Msee.
Una use your voice. Speak for yourself. Advocate for yourself.
Msee anasema in front of the judge. I told this cop he told me nini unless he didn't see what I said, which means he's probably blind or something evil. No, anakuanga na hasira. So the judge is just listening, taking it all in. He's like, oh, okay, hold on. So what do you want? Anasema, me, I'm not guilty nini. You can see even maandamano yao, it's very different from ours.
It's dialogue, it's not monologue.
Inakuanga very crazy.
Yeah.
So I really like that culture. It's a very liberal culture.
Yeah.
If you are gay, you have a boyfriend, unatembea tu naye umevaa bikini, umeshikana mkono, you know, that's how it is. You know, it's a constitutional law kind of country.
Yeah. How long were you there for?
I was there for 13 years. Chicago is very cold. So in that same year, after about a year, I moved to Atlanta. Atlanta was everything for me. Atlanta was amazing.
What about school?
I went and did school again in Atlanta. I did like Form 4 again. It's called a GED. It's a diploma. But it's a really good diploma. So I did that in Georgia. And then Atlanta is known for having too many jobs. Actually, they say Atlanta has more jobs than human beings. I remember one of my bosses saying that. Yeah. So it's an opposite problem from what we have in Kenya. And in America, they talk about well-paying jobs. They don't talk about jobs. Because if you're a bartender in the States, you can make a day, let's say Kenya money, 25,000 shillings Kenya money.
In a day.
That's
not bad.
Every day.
Yeah.
That's not bad. So there they talk about well-paying jobs. So me with my marketing and all of that, from day one, actually even in Chicago, I worked in management. And it was different from the Trump years because they're not looking at, you know how they say makaratasi and all that?
Yeah.
They don't care. As long as you can interview, you can speak, and you can perform, uko na job. So for me, I started in management and as an assistant manager for Berkshire Hathaway's company called Sara Lee, near Michael Jordan's home in Waukegan, Deerfield, Illinois. And this was just fantastic. Nika buy moti within no time. But before that, I was using my friend's car. You know, job your friendship ni poa.
Yeah.
So huku nikakuja nikaanza global marketing, a huge multinational exporting beef and chicken to Hong Kong and China.
You have to become huku now.
No, hiyo ni huko bado. Niko young, manze hata wananiambia how old are you? All the time they'd ask me, how old are you? So I was the logistics manager there.
Yeah.
It was really good experience. I'm a performer, so I was always able to hit my numbers. I was always in the office before 7. Sina watoi, sina bibi. So life was just great. And sometimes, Mike, I do look at how You know, sometimes ukigrow tu Kenya, tuseme tu umegrow Kenya, umezaliwa Nyeri, umemove to Nairobi, umeng'ang'ana. Sometimes I understand how like cold people can be because everything has been such a fight. You know, sometimes
Yeah, every
even in
little
Kenya,
thing. Yeah.
hata kuenda tu to a public office
Yeah.
or kushikwa na polisi,
Yeah.
the guy is extorting you on the spot. So it makes you feel like the world is a cold and cruel place. That's why backgrounds matter. Because you feel like everyone is out to get you.
Mm.
And sometimes if your experience is a bit different, then you find that you have a lot of time and heart and benefit of doubt for people. And you can really care.
Yeah.
And you can really
Uh-huh.
like one of the big things for me, I like to give back
Yeah.
and to make a difference. Definitely that's the core of my purpose. So mi naangalianga sana purpose, not so much if I can sell passports naweza pata do.
Yeah.
You can imagine tuleishi Kenya where a uniformed officer can collect money at the border na aache mtu mwenye si Mkenya aingie kama Al-Shabaab akuje uwe watu.
Yeah.
Do you know the mental state you have to be in, Mike, to think and do something like that for 5,000 shillings or $5,000? So this is why to have a decent background, or even if you don't have a decent background, to strive to be as decent and as human as possible. It's more than money.
Nice. So you're
and money
there.
always comes anyway.
Yeah. You're there. You move to Atlanta. You're like, Chicago is too cold.
Yeah. So
you don't feel there's opportunity here.
Initially, I had an ex-girlfriend of mine in North Carolina. So nikatembea huko North Carolina. We call it Kakalaki. Kakalaki is beautiful. Hey, North Carolina is beautiful. I remember I was just landing there. It just looked like Kenya. So many trees, good weather. So before I moved to North Carolina, my friend told me, I hear Atlanta is the best. Ebu, don't rush that move. Let's decide first. So from North Carolina, nikarudi Chicago. Na sasa siku fly Atlanta. We took a drive to Atlanta, which we drove the whole night with some friends of mine.
Yeah.
I remember we left Chicago at about 8 p.m. and we arrived. We went through because I had another friend, Judy, in next to Illinois is Michigan. We drove through Michigan, we drove through Tennessee, Alabama, etc. to Atlanta. And we arrived at Atlanta about 6 in the morning. Driving in the US at night, you know, US is a nuclear country. It's well lit. So night is even better than day.
You can see everything. It's not like some of these
safe, it's
roads
well
in the
lit.
country.
Yes. Hata unaenda tu na ni lami kila mahali. So unaweza kuwa tu kwa lami peke yako. Uoni gari hata moja. Just yourself. You can be kwa lami 50 miles peke yako, utaona hata gari moja.
Yeah.
It's a crazy country.
It's a different place.
It's a completely different place. I remember we arrived at 6 in the morning. We visited, and by the second day of that visit, I was 100% sure that I wanted to live in Atlanta. It's new housing, it's cheaper, it's gorgeous. Atlanta is unaona kama hii expressway.
Yeah.
So it is a crazy place. Atlanta has a place called Spaghetti Junction. On your way to Norcross from downtown. Spaghetti Junction, it's called Spaghetti Junction because iko na hizi expressway kama saba. They're stacked.
Crisscrossing to
yeah, exactly. You'll Google it when we are done with the show. Angalie crisscrossing, going. You can imagine easy saba. Alafu ya chini ni 8. I-75 near downtown is 8 lanes aside. So that's a 16-lane highway. Thika Road ni ngapi?
I don't even know.
So it is mind-blowing. If you have friends in the States, you'll notice.
Yeah.
Many go, they never come back.
Yeah.
Many go, they don't. 90% don't come back.
Okay, how long was your visa for? And did you overstay your visa?
Nili overstay kidogo, but you see those days it was before mambo ya 9/11 and all that. So even when I came back to get another visa, it wasn't a problem. You know, I've even worked in my political work. I've even worked closely with the US Embassy. So it wasn't the Trump era. It was the Clinton.
It's not that time when people are like immigrants are coming here.
And also one thing about US culture, as long as you're not a felon, as long as you're not like doing illegal things, you know, sasa kama mi si mtu wa drugs.
Yeah.
Mi si mtu wa sijaishi kwa na weapons illegally.
You're not disturbing the...
Yeah, so those are like, there's a word for it, they call them infractions. That's an infraction. That's not a crime, you know. Now Trump has come with a different thing. Remember Trump saying how people from around the country are benefiting from our country,
Yeah.
including NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, who don't pay. You know Trump's rhetoric.
Yeah.
Including Harvard.
Yeah.
That people are coming from all over the world to Harvard University, and our own people cannot even get to Harvard. Even though alikuwa na fight kubwa na Harvard. Akifunga Harvard, wase wache kukuja from Kenya, from where, and now he knows Kenya because of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
So those days when Obama had not come on the scene, unaona. So
Kenya was just another country.
Yeah. So for me also, Mike, I'm a firstborn in our family.
Family of how many?
5.
Okay.
I was always keen on coming back home.
Oh, you always knew even in your time there, there'll be a time when you come back to Kenya.
I always wanted to come back home.
Okay.
I just, and maybe that drives my passion for governance. So even through all these experiences, I came to Kenya on holiday, nikakaka. Kuna wakati nikuja nikaka huko 3 months. Hata washa kashanga. It's just nigga going back. Then I went back. Nikaendelea na job. Everything was good. I bought a house very young. I was very confident. Over there. Yeah. Actually several. I opened a business. Yeah. So, because it's an open show, I was a millionaire by 24. Sometimes unajua ukikuwa na hizo nini, that's why like sikwangi na hiyo njaa ya corruption. You get? Because here now we've gotten to a point where people have become so corrupt. Yeah. Like mse ako in a top job, you find even someone is an ambassador, right? Ako na official car, or even a governor. Ako na bodyguard, ako na kila kitu, anakuitisha hongo. Manze. Am I lying? You just wonder
just a bad
kind
culture.
Of society is
it's a bad culture.
Like this person is a billionaire, they still want you to give them a 10,000 shilling bribe. It's basically greed, and it comes from lack.
So you opened your own business?
Oh, I opened my own business.
What were you doing?
Hired guys. So I'd buy plots, proti maguta, or old houses, renovate them and sell. I made good money.
Okay.
I made good money. I had a great website which streamed Paka New York Stock Exchange. Bought myself a nice BMW for my 26th birthday. I mean, life was just...
At this period, are you like, I want to get married?
That's not the funny thing with Teto. Thinking of it to come a marriage, like that will never even cross your mind. It's crazy. And that's why I say culture is different, because you come... I run a farm now in Machakos County. I had a guard in my farm, or even my farm manager. Manze guard amekuja kwangu, alikuwa anafanya kwa Wetangula. Anakuja anatafuta mshahara 10,000, 11,000. He has 7 kids. So for me, I'm thinking, why do you have 7 kids?
Yeah, you're squeezing the coin a little too.
So one day tukaongea, akaniambia, unajua mkubwa, hiyo maneno unaniambia sijawahi ambiwa. Also exposure.
But there's people who figured out how to live life with or without money. I kind of noticed that.
Yeah, but it's very, very difficult to live life without money. And I don't think it's fair to yourself, to your kids.
But you see, money is relative.
But you're talking about the whole discussion on universal basic income. It's true, money is relative, and it's kind of never enough. Yeah. But to just be yani mtu wa mjengo na unazaa tu watoto, and they'll need diapers, school fees, etc. Mike, I wouldn't advocate.
You think that's irresponsible?
I just think it's not well thought out. And even one day when I was talking to Nyongesa, my dad, he's like, I told him, you ever noticed that your boss hana watoto? And I'm the one who pays his salary. Because also, the reason I say that is because, you see, when it's also so kidogo, like sometimes you'd be so desperate. Like mshahara tezi chelo na one day.
That's true.
Yeah, or ikikuja, within no time, he doesn't have even a coin. So I'm like, why? What do you do with your money? He's like, niko na watoto wengi. Yeah. BB, every time he's getting a call, he's like, my wife is calling, asking for money. We've become, and I had your friend who was here, the Asian guy, telling you, it's very different now from his time. He's an older guy. Yeah. Because actually, I heard you telling him that nowadays, women are more about resources. Yeah. I heard you.
And security. Yeah. Eavesdropping a little bit.
No, not eavesdropping. You guys are talking loudly. I could just pick up what you're saying. And it's very true. A lot of relationships nowadays are just based on money and all of that. So I had a great time, and I said, one of the years, I said, nisipotoka hii mwaka. Because Atlanta is a very nice place, and I remember thinking, I'm very comfortable. If I don't move back to Kenya, I will never move. And a lot of my friends have not. What part of you is that? Is it like you want to see family? Is it Family
You're
is
feeling
important.
lonely over there.
Family is important.
Yeah.
Also, when you live in a place like the States, as much as you'll have very many things for you, you'll be very comfortable. You also do feel like you're in someone else's house.
For real.
Yeah, in
You
every
feel
way.
imposter-ish.
You feel a bit imposter-ish because every day you're asked, where are you from, Mike? Are you from Canada?
And that will eat at you.
People are different. The people don't care. But for me, I always felt I have a home.
Yeah.
I have a place I belong.
Yeah.
I have a place that gave me a passport. I have a place, my ID, I have it here. My ID is from Chicago. And I usually never carry, but yeah, here's my ID. That's when I turned 18.
Yeah. Damn, you're a young guy.
Yeah, I was a baby. That's my
Damn.
ID. That's my ID. Secretary of State, Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Who's
That's
Ryan?
my ID, folks. Secretary of State, he's like the mayor, the owner of. Yeah, I never ID card. I never carry my.
Yeah.
Unajua way easy vitu tutafanya.
Yeah.
I got stopped the other day in our stadium. Oh, the cop said, "Oh, Ndolo, ni wewe." You know, they watch all these things.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give you room for impunity.
Yeah.
You have to be responsible because power comes with responsibility.
Yeah.
And there's soft power, there's all kinds of power. So I then moved back, and the year I moved back is the year Kenya almost went into a war, 2007.
Yeah.
So from then I really just got involved. I got into the civil society. I was there for a while. I ran communications for the National Civil Society Congress under our then President Maurice Odhiambo, together with Kawive Wambua at the International Committee of Jurists, the ICJ, under CRECO, Constitutional Reform Committee, and eventually I was a consultant for Kivutha Kibwana's Clarion, Center for Law and Research International. So again, you can see I'm always like I'm like a energy bunny. Kuna experience msee nimefanya vitu.
Yeah, so you leave Atlanta, you come back.
Kenya goes to war.
Was it
civil society?
Were you here for that, or you came after?
I just landed. I was here.
Really?
I just landed. Yeah. So I saw how that went.
And you're like, what is the country's falling apart?
And
What's
even
happening?
the rhetoric, even just when we're doing campaigns, as someone who is coming from the US, from I have cousins living in Switzerland, etc. You can see if you're coming from Denmark, those countries, you can clearly see. Like I just watched the news and I could see
things are not boiling well.
Kind of like how if you watch Kinagashagwa today, just the way they're tackling issues, the way they're approaching issues, the way the populace is vulnerable, the way the populace is gullible. On my way here, I just met some guards in uniform that were coming from State House. Some are saying 1 term, others are saying 2 term.
Guards,
yeah, security guards. The president said was he to a watchman, tenor. You can just see from the conversation that the conversation is immature. It's backward. That we're not addressing issues as they should be. So I was always eager to. I should have been an elected official by now, because I'm sure I have a lot to offer.
Why not do that? Why not do some? I watched something you did with a young lady from Narok. Something lifestyle where he visited you.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came to my home.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Why not roll the dice and see what happens down there in that place?
Yeah, I could definitely get elected. That's for sure. I know I have what it takes. Sometimes it's not even your own making, Mike. You can go to school, you can do this and that. I did some work for World Bank a few years ago, and in that interview, the guys were more qualified than me.
Yeah.
The hiring was being done in Washington, D.C. There were Kenyan guys, PhDs, Nini.
Do you think maybe that...
I'm the one who got the job.
Do you think that makes you... Like, being a politician sometimes involves having to talk to the guy at the bottom.
Correct.
Mama sijui nani.
Yeah, Mama Boga. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think you can bring maybe because you grew up affluent, is the right word? St. Mary's, a little bit.
Yes, but I'm very versatile. So I'm able to break down very complex topics in a manner that mtu wa kawaida will understand. So I know I have a lot to offer.
Can you speak to like the Mamambogas?
Yeah, I can also speak
community barazas and stuff.
A lot of guys can't speak dialect. I can speak Kawa, I can speak some Q, I can speak some Luo.
I feel like sometimes people don't try because maybe they feel like because you might not get it the first chance.
True. I know I can get elected, Mike. I'm sure I can get elected. And I
think
know
you should
within
try.
no time, I'd be... Actually, ideologically, I'm like Sifuna. The difference is he's a senator and I'm not. Just, you know, see how you see Sifuna arguing his points and making he's a bit aggressive. He stands on principle. That's me. I noticed him a long time ago. We know each other. We had a good meeting last week.
Yeah.
Tulikuwa tunamaliziana to each other's sentences. So that's my kind of politics.
He's very popular right now, that guy. Sifuna is
But
very...
he's working hard.
Yeah, he's
And
working.
he's got a bright future.
Yeah.
And we need 10 more Sifunas. And our politics is still a bit tribal. It's a bit mediocre. It's also very expensive. So Sifuna is lucky
very
because
expensive, yeah.
Raila held his hand.
True.
If I had someone to hold my hand, I'd easily be a good leader in Kenya. But the leaders also
sometimes
don't
you
like
need
that.
someone to
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
kind of get you through the door.
Yeah, because our people are still gullible, they think tribal, etc.
Yeah.
I know I could do that. So sometimes that's on my mind. It's also very expensive.
Yeah.
Our people are very needy now. Every meeting you have to buy people food, give them transport.
Yeah.
So 30-40 million, uko na 40 million akuban.
You know, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
But I think the cause is a worthy cause. It's worthy for someone to just try. I think you fall on your face.
And why it's a good thing, Mike, is because, so for me, if you notice, me I'm a mheshimiwa in everything but office.
Where would you like to get elected? Where exactly? If you look at the
So
landscape.
Nona KTN came to my home.
Yeah.
That was such an honor.
Where would you like to get elected? Like if you had to stand, where would you go? Anywhere in the country? Where?
Nairobi or Kangundo, which is only 45 minutes away. Nairobi or Kangundo. And I know I'd do well. I know I'd do very well.
Who do you think you would have more to offer to? Is it the people in Nairobi or Kangundo? Like when you think about what you do.
Nairobi is a bit chaotic. I'd probably enjoy Kangundo better.
Yeah.
Kangundo is a bit. Have you been there? Kangundo is a beautiful place. I've been to Tala.
Yeah.
Kangundo is beautiful. Kangundo is 5 minutes after Tala. And I understand my people. So Kangundo, they're a bit proud. They're like Merus. They're a bit proud. Kangundo is like the London of Ukambani.
Is it?
Yeah. We grow coffee there. It's cooler. It's afforested big time. It rains well.
Yeah.
Loam, sandy soils. Kangundo is nice. An acre of land in Kangundo is 4 million shillings, whereas in other places utapata iko 300,000. So Kangundo has the most educated, the most affluent of the Kaba community.
Yeah, because you see, even young guys like I see Morara, he wants to get elected somewhere in Kisii. I think guys are going back to their roots and trying to help the guys.
Even with the evolution, it's not bad. So one thing I'll challenge you after this interview.
Yeah.
I want to go to AI. You know, AI is scientific. It's not in Kenya. AI is out of California. Just go to AI, put my name and ask AI what I should do as Benji Ndolo. AI will give you a full report.
Okay.
Yeah, but a consultant who did that. He actually called me days like, can we meet tomorrow? Because you see, AI is not me. It's not even Google. It's AI. It picks data and data points and crafts a strategy. So it'll tell you. I won't tell you what it will tell you, but you'll see for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not me speaking, it's AI speaking. So I'd be very... A friend of mine called Richard told me, you know, in Kangundo, the best thing, tafuta tu kura, people like to listen to you and they'll gauge your brain. Akili yako imefika wapi. They might not give you that time, they'll give you another time.
Yeah.
Once they know you, they're with you.
And why are you drawn to politics now? Like, and plus, maybe why are you drawn to politics? Number one, and number two, what are you observing in the landscape of what's happening now? There's an election coming next year. What do you think?
That's a good question, Mike. Everything rises and falls on leadership. The reason we're seated here today, and I could see even there's a big demo there when we're getting ready to come on set.
Yeah.
Those are doctors who are unpaid and are demonstrating outside the offices of the Council of Governors.
Yeah.
There's a big demo there today. Everything rises and falls on leadership. A country like Kenya, you need to detribalize politics. In other words, from when we started talking, it has not occurred to me, what tribe is Mike?
Yeah.
Are you getting?
Yeah.
That's how our politics is done. You can be very good. You hear people saying, na Sifuna ni kabila gani?
Yeah.
Na Morara ni kabila gani? So we need to detribalize our politics. We need to bring good ideas to the table. We need good leadership in as far as having a passion for delivering for the people. You need to have the ideology of being a voice for the voiceless. How many mama boggers can come and sit on your panel today?
It's not easy, yeah.
It's me to articulate their issues. Mtu akipigwa hapa na kanjwa anabebwa, sometimes even in a wheelchair, ananyang'anywa mali.
Yeah.
Is that the best way to approach the issue?
Do you think we can really de-ethnicize the politics?
And if I don't speak that way, Mike, who will?
No one.
Of course we can.
How do we go about de-ethnicizing the whole thing?
By having the right conversations.
Because I feel like that's ingrained in maybe...
No, by building politics around issues. By pushing ideas. By anchoring political parties on ideology. I actually had a concept for a political party, which I wish I had finished by now, so I can give it to Kinasifuna. Purely ideological political party. That's how to do it. It's not about mimi ni Mkamba, wacha nitafute Kalonzo. Tafuta Gashagwa. Ukipata Gashagwa, paya kitu. You see, so it's not about that. It's about having the right conversations and having the right people. You know, the reason Kenya is in the situation it is today, we've elected thugs. I'm sorry to say. You and I know it. You need to pick the worst
of the bunch.
Slay queens. My girlfriends were my governor. I don't have to say their names here, but even you know.
Yeah, but it reflects on us. I don't know. There's something about us.
Yeah,
they like to elect.
Yeah, they Kenyans do politics or voting emotionally. It's like, let me just vote for a tag to prove a point.
Yeah.
A year later, they're crying. So everything starts with leadership. The reason we're sitting here is because there's no tear gas right now. It's because there's security. The reason these lights are on is because a parastatal called Kenya Power is running. It is running on taxpayer money, etc. So the economy, business, everything. When we fought in 2007, you couldn't even have soda delivered to this bar.
Yeah.
So it's very ignorant for people who don't understand that politics affects their daily lives one way or another, and sometimes very directly.
So what do you think about what's going to happen next year? Who do you think is like?
I'll try to be a bit diplomatic.
Yeah, don't even be.
You know, sometimes I don't. You know, sometimes these interviews you make so many enemies. I'm trying to watch you say it. I feel the president has lost ground.
Yeah,
definitely, the president has lost some ground because he promised too many things. People are too hopeful, and now, especially after the Gen Z revolt of 2024, the president now is a bit. I'm trying to think of the word. He's a bit desperate, you know. Campaign is campaign is bado, but you can see Ruto is unsettled.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, he's unsettled.
He looks to me like he's confident. I know, maybe I'm reading him wrong.
Ruto has money.
Yeah,
he's the president, but there's a lot of anger on the ground. He's also gotten really exposed by his former deputy president. You can imagine people saying things like that about you in public on a daily basis almost. So it's been a bit tough for him. And things have been, the economy is not doing well.
Yeah.
SHA is not working. Devolution is struggling. The university system has collapsed. The education system is not where it should be. Fuel prices are too high. We still have a jobless economy. Imagine I'm saying all this and I'm not campaigning. You still have a jobless economy, Mike.
Yeah.
You're a graduate, you apply for a job, and nowadays they say in Kenya, unless you know someone, kupata kazi ni ngumu. Kupata tenda ni ngumu. We still have issues like pending bills. Imagine the government has pending bills over 600 billion. Mike, you know how the economy works. Which kind of country is that? When you pay suppliers, they're able to pay him. He's able to pay the person in his place in Kakamega, in Vihiga.
Yeah. He says things like some of those problems didn't start with him.
Yeah, but that's not
presidential talk.
A leader is not supposed to have excuses.
That's true.
He's not supposed to whine. A leader is supposed to say, I found this mess, I am decisively fixing it. And you know, Mike, why not be a good leader? For example, if I was a governor or president, I'd like to deliver in 2 years. And if I can't, I'd like to resign immediately. So I'd like to have signed my resignation paper, present it to Kenyans and say, you know what, guys, I came on bottom up and I can see kitu imenishinda. So you guys go to elections, tafuta mtu mwingine. That's me. That's me. When people are saying during BBI that
Yeah.
Uhuru will amend the constitution to continue as prime minister after being president for 10 years, I knew Uhuru wouldn't do that.
Why?
It's the upbringing. You know, if Uhuru was pretty young, if he was a really crazy, nasty guy, Uhuru could have just clung to power. Remember, he couldn't even put in his own candidate, the late Raila Amolo Odinga.
Yeah.
So there's a decency that comes, again, I tell you, with these backgrounds where, like, Uhuru is not greedy evil. Ndio amekula kula pesa nini, but Uhuru will not kill for power.
Yeah. Yeah, people say he's a nice guy. Type of guy you'd have
He's
a
a nice
drink
guy.
with.
Correct. Yeah, you'd have a drink with him here.
Yeah.
And you'd really enjoy. Uhuru is a nice guy. He just came from a complicated family. Then he had to be propped up as president and he had to fight for his life against ICC. But Uhuru is a nice guy. That's a fact. He's warm. He's generous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
He's
next
very
for you now?
gracious.
We've spoken for like an hour now.
Already?
Yeah, already.
Wow.
It's been an hour.
It was 2 something. It's now, wow.
Flew by, Manze.
Yeah, it's flown by.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Should have you more.
We should do this again.
Yeah, we should for sure. And I think you should do some. I was telling you should get on social media.
Yes,
get your word
I will.
out there. If you're trying to run for office.
Instagram, Nini.
Yeah,
I know I can count on your support. So let me have you on my team as far as it's called an exploratory committee where
No
we can think. I have a
problem.
meeting tomorrow with some guy who's thinking of the same.
Yeah.
Let's put our heads together. Allow me to take this opportunity to thank you for having me
For sure, man.
on this easy.
Yeah,
easy
it's very
panel.
chill, relaxed.
We need something like that in here, but just kidogo.
Just
Let's tell
kidogo
guys,
to
drink
write 'em up.
responsibly.
True.
Drive safe. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
Avoid domestic violence. Unajua sana chapati.
Wanasumbua familia, manze.
Unapiga wife ngumi, so I'm big on avoid domestic violence. Ukisikia umejam sana, take a walk. Take it easy. Explain why you are angry. Sometimes you can always kana mtu. Don't kill them. Just walk away with so many social issues, Mike.
Sure.
So as a parting shot, as we leave, I'd like to say, Mike, thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
I like what you're doing. You're doing this comedy thing as well. I always tell guys, anything you can do to create a small opportunity for young people to do something that's legal, where they can earn 2 bob. It also gives them hope. You make guys laugh, you feel good about it. Maybe one day you'll be a bigger, who knows, maybe one day you'll be doing this in Texas. So I really commend you on that. And you have my support. I'll be coming around actually tonight, next week, etc.
Yeah, man.
I'll be
for sure,
attending
man.
your comedy shows here in Westlands. And thanks for having me on. And let's do everything we can to make this a better country.
Sure, man. Popularize your bid.
Asante.
Get on social media.
Asante,
put your work there.
Thank you.
Yeah, maze. Because wanasema like, there's no need of being brilliant if no one sees it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Bible says you don't light a lamp and put it under the bed.
Exactly.
Ukilight lamp unaweka hapo. Na mimi si pastor by the way.
Ina illuminate the whole room.
Ina make a change.
Simple.
God bless you, bro.
Perfect way to end.